Hey, this is Tom from Evergrey, and you're watching CMS TV.
And what is up, everybody? It is Chris Akin back once again with another edition of Chris Akin Presents.
Welcome back, Mr. Akin.
Well, thank you, Sandigger. My goodness, the Sandigger's greeting me.
How was your week? Is your butthole still crying from the bagogi I spiked?
Still crying there, Sandigger.
Well, I'll tell you, tonight's a special occasion because I have some family in town.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, you know, my brother Elux is here. Hi. It's my evil twin brother. And we're making dinner tonight. We're making your favorite.
What are we eating?
Bagogi night.
I like it.
Do you want to come over? Yeah, welcome back, buddy.
What is wrong with you? Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Good.
I'm definitely glad to be in the chair. Although you guys damn near replaced me last week, so I was not needed at all.
Bullshit.
It was fun. Look, I ain't gonna lie, it was fun to just sit back and watch. It really was kind of just fun to sit back and watch. And
you like my evil character I came up with in the last second?
I do. The Sandigger. I like him.
Right. That was part of my week. Of course, that I have these shovels that, you know, Susan calls sand diggers.
Right.
Which is hilarious. But we had fun with that. We blended that in. And initially I had a whole like song I was going to do. I had like a whole spoof on Winger 17 and Little Susan. I was actually like, I had two songs going. I had like a Winger one where I kind of messed with that song where I was kind of like, this is the Chris Akin Presents. It was like, Chris Akin, the show you love like you've never seen. But the problem is Kip wouldn't have fucking liked that, and Seth wouldn't have gotten it, and only you would have appreciated it. And then the order was different from what I thought. Like I thought it was going to be Frank coming up first. And so I had these lyrics that were kind of going to reflect that and then move on. So it just effed everything up. So I was like, all right, I got to come up with something else here last minute. So I thought of the evil villains from my childhood, from all the cool villains that we had. Like, for example, I loved G.I. Joe when I was a wee lad. And like that cartoon had awesome villains like Cobra Commander. He had like, he sounded like a snake when he talked. He was like, welcome to the Chris Akin Presents. You know, and, you know, I was thinking like today we're like stuck with lame villains, you know? Like Fauci's like, yeah, trust me, trust the science. Or you got like Bill Gates, you know, he's just kind of a nerd. He's just like, yeah, you know, with the vaccines, we're going to lower the population by 30%.
And if that don't do it, then we'll just buy up all the farmland so you can't have any food. It's no problem.
That's right. You're only going to want my products because all yours will be poisoned.
That's right.
That kind of sucks. I want the like, we're going to take over your show. Put some mandates in. You know, just get all Cobra Commander on our shit.
Right.
But, and I also was like thinking, about when I jumped ship on G.I. Joe as a kid. And it was around the time that they brought in the evil twins.
Right.
Like they had these evil twins. One was called Tomax and one was called Saymot, which was Tomax backwards. And I was like, and then they brought in Sergeant Slaughter and I'm like, I'm out.
Yep, that's it. Dude, has there ever been a good show that brought in twins? I say no.
I say no also. What I tried to do tonight was with my family joke. If I have to explain it, it's not funny, but Scully backwards is Elux.
I had to explain it to me because I'm stupid.
See, evil people put everything backwards, bro.
Right.
I
remember like Bizarro Superman.
Right.
And he had his S backwards. He had like the backwards S on his chest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that Superman.
Yeah, that was okay, but But going back to the twins, remember the Wonder Twins?
Oh yeah, Wonder Twins, activate.
Shape of
an ice dildo.
Yeah, shape of a wave. Now we're gonna flood you to death. Ugh. Boy, the Super Friends. Were you a Super Friends guy, like the Justice League?
I do recall watching that. I was part of the Saturday morning line.
Saturday morning cartoons. I used to watch it and I liked it for a while, but then it just got dumb. Then they just started inventing stupid characters like Apache Chief because they needed an Indian guy, and he could just like grow real tall. You know, he's
Cadillac.
Or he said some word. He was like, "Jomi mi ho mi hayaku" or something, and he turned all big. And then they never really did explain how he got small. You know, how did he get small again? Once he got big, he didn't have another word or something. He said he just would show up later and be small again. I was like, how'd that happen? All he was, let's be honest, he was a red Hulk. That's it. He was the same as the Hulk, except he was red. Same stupid character. I'm big and I can throw things. Boom. You know, it's so stupid.
Hulk smash.
That's right. And then Apache Chief come back with a giant arrow and shoot you once Hulk smashed you. That's how it went.
Right.
Well, I am back. I have taken my throne back here at the helm. I do want to thank Seth for sitting in and you for stepping up and taking the lead and jamming that one down. But we're on to this week. And man, we got a lot of guests this week, don't we? Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
We have, of course, coming up here in just a little while, we have Bobby Blitz of the mighty band Overkill. They are back with a new album called Scorched. I'm not even sure when it's out, but it's out soon. And people are definitely going to want to check that out.
I'm not going to ask him while he's here. I don't want to ask him, but I'm going to talk to you about it real fast. Like,
okay, go ahead.
How do you speculate that he caught the name Blitz? Like, I knew it was like for me, I came up with like 3 potential backstories to this.
Okay. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
My first thought is that perhaps he played football.
Okay.
In high school or college.
He's real small, though.
He was known to be like an offensive. Small. He's small?
Yeah, like skinny small, like maybe 160 pounds at 6'1" or something.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Yeah, I was gonna say he looks tall. I watched some live.
Yeah, he's tall, but he's real skinny.
So possibly that. The other is that he's a fan of Nazi memorabilia, and it was possibly something to do with the Blitzkrieg.
I'm thinking he won't admit to that, even if that's true.
Possibly not. And then the third option is that he's known to throw back a few, get a little blitz. Oh, I had a fourth one too. Okay. That he goes crazy if the Sweet Song Barroom Blitz comes on. Anytime.
Could be that too.
He just starts moshing the shit out of people.
So you think he's a big fan of the sweet? That's what you think it is?
It's one of those 4 things, and I wanted to know if I was potentially right, if we could somehow squeak that in. And I know it's a dumb question.
We're gonna ask. I'm gonna ask him about a chocolate business that he does on the side. So why not?
I hope it's not the one that blew up yesterday. Like there was one.
I hope it's not. I would imagine if it is, he would have canceled the interview.
Charlie and the Fudge Factory just went kaboom yesterday. Apparently, rest in peace.
Where's that at?
People lost their lives. I thought it was in Pennsylvania.
No shit.
I could be wrong there.
Hershey bomb in Hershey.
Have you ever been to Hershey Park?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I went there as a kid. It was trippy. Not much going on there. They only had like
much.
A log ride back then in the 70s.
Yeah, you walk around, get a little candy, you're out.
The coolest thing that I remember, they had a Betty Crocker robot deal. Like it was kind of like Epcot Center. It's what's that? It's Small World. It's almost like it's a small world in the sense that you're like on a raft and you're kind of going through, but then you kind of come around the corner and it's like Betty Crocker's kitchen. Sure. And there's like a robot Betty Crocker in there and she's like mixing chocolate in there and stuff. And it was like in the 70s, that was pretty cool. I mean, they still don't have anything like that 40 years later.
No.
50 years later.
Hell no.
And I remember them putting like chocolates on your pillow, like you get some Hershey Kisses, on your pillows. But I don't know if the place is still around or if people go. If you've been there, anybody? Hershey Park.
I gotta ask you, as somebody that goes to hotels all the time, If you go to a hotel and they leave a little piece of something on a bed, would you eat it?
Not only would I eat it, I would go back out there and ask her if she had any more. You
don't care.
You learn to go out there and ask the lady for more shit, like especially coffee. That's like the number one, even though that coffee is the fucking worst. The ones they
You don't care that it's been sitting on a cum-stained fucking pillowcase?
Yeah, it's your protein.
Like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, by the way, the if you're referring to the soy sauce that we used a few weeks back for our bulgogi,
yeah,
the cum chum,
yeah,
it was totally salty.
I bet it was.
You know, honestly, it was something crazy like 55% sodium. I could go get it to go find it, but I finally read the back and I was taken aback by it. It was very salty. It tasted salty.
It's because they made it in a glory hole in Busan. Jesus Christ, dude. What are you doing drinking that shit? Was it good?
I don't think we should drink it. I mean, she is making that tonight. I wasn't joking. Susie's
Was it good on the food? Or is this first time?
It was salty, bro. It was
too salty.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to cut it back. I'll have to cut it back by like, maybe a 1/16 of a cup of that in there.
Yuck. That shit sounds terrible, dude. I don't care what you say. The bulgogi is good, though. Bulgogi is good.
It's pretty good. We don't use actual beef, by the way. I mean, not that we care if we did, but we'd used like Jenny-O turkey or something.
Plant beef. Right. GMO beef.
You know what I did that was kind of a non-meat dinner? I took the initiative to try a new dish. I made some eggplant parmesan.
Ugh, that has to be gross.
Good, man. And you know what else I did? I took the initiative to stop buying canned sauces. And I'm like, now I'm just making my own shit.
Look at you. You're like turning into Susan's domesticating the shit out of you.
I just go, why do I do that? What is sauce? What is it? And it's tomatoes. So I just like, I go, you know what? I'm just going to make my own sauce because who knows what they put in the jars of sauce to make it last, the preservatives, the GMO, whatever bullshit. It's just like, go get some crushed tomatoes, get a bunch of cans of that and put it in and then just start experimenting. Are you like
practicing for when you retire? Is that what you're getting ready for when you're done with Piercy? You're going to be a fucking chef?
Possibly. We could work that in. Little Eric's Corner recipe minute. Who knows? I'm open to anything. I do enjoy cooking, and I realize I enjoy cooking, but I really don't know how to cook that many things. And she actually hinted that she said something, Susan, the other day, like,
yeah,
I get tired of eating the same things every day.
And I was like, shit, I better up my game, So I tried the eggplant parmesan. It was pretty simple to make aside from having to whip a sauce up for the first time, but the sauce part wasn't hard. I mean, I had like some real like oregano. I think my mom gave it to me from the Costco. And I was like,
right.
Don't ask what I was just doing right there. Anyways, oregano, I put some basil. I did put a little bit of sugar in there.
Right.
Some sea salt, some pepper.
Now, how did you know to put this shit in? Were you just totally guessing, or did you have a recipe that you were sort of going off of, or what?
No, I was pretty much guessing. Although I did see like recently, because we were making a homemade pizza and we had YouTubed like a pizza sauce recipe. And this guy's like, you just put the crushed tomatoes. You want to taste those tomatoes,
Right.
And he was really like, if anything, you just want to experiment with which tomatoes you use. Like the can I used was probably the lamest one I could have got. It like just said tomatoes on it.
Right.
But you could get some fancy, I'm sure, canned crushed tomatoes that would be even tastier. It's finding the right can or whatever, but that's more than fine to do. I mean, if you really wanted to go nuts, you could actually get some organic certain, tomatoes, but
I don't know. This sounds awful. This sounds awfully hard to me, dude. It's like, what my biggest fear is with cooking? And I can actually cook a little bit. I actually can cook, but I don't very often. And I'll tell you why. Because nothing scares me more than going out and spending $75, $80 on a bunch of groceries to make something that I could make for about $6 if I just bought it prepackaged.
That's a good point.
It be bad,
and have it be bad.
That's my fear. It's not so much that I fear the cooking part; it's that I fear the the spending a shit ton of money and then it not be good. And then I know I could have just bought it from, I don't know, from DoorDash for $20, the same exact thing.
DoorDash. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to cut in here and say, wow, you're adding a real big surcharge on
I know.
the cost of your meal. Plus, unless you're one of those guys that doesn't tip these poor people.
No, you got to tip them.
But once you get that in the mix, man, you're paying a lot. Where
I know.
I mean, I shop at Winco, just to give my local Winco over here a little,
little plug.
Thank you. But they have a lot of their own products for the store that are more than fine. They have probably the best deal on chicken breasts, like boneless chicken breasts. Right now they're $1.68.
That's not bad.
Okay. That's amazing. Sometimes they're $2.68. It kind of varies, but either way, under $3. The way they get away with having these low prices because they don't accept credit cards there. It's like, just your debit card or cash, apparently, and that's why they don't have to pay out to the credit card companies that
3% or whatever. Yeah,
right. So you get it. They pass the savings on to you, but I get some of those breasts. Like if I get a 3-pound thing of breasts, it costs about $8. Okay, and this has a good 5 big boneless chicken breasts in there. I'll take the 2 smallest ones, and I have a mini crock pot. Okay,
right.
In the mini crock pot for about 2 hours, that's for the cats. Okay.
Jesus.
My cats eat pretty good. Like it's plain, but I crock pot it. It takes about 2 hours I do kind of flip them over at one point, and that's how I can kind of tell when it's almost time. And what I do is I cut them up into real tiny bites for them. I take all the juice that's left over. I put it back into there and I mush it all up into this like mixture. And that's like, they're getting really good chicken. Now for mine, I have like a glass dish, throw the oven on 400, take some lemon, just squirt it over. Like there'll be like 3 pieces I put in a small, which for you, that'd be more than enough. That'd be like 3 breasts you're putting in there. You're sunken.
Right.
But you just put the lemon, you flip it over. You just take like a beer can chicken seasoning. That Winco had a beer can chicken seasoning there, a sprinkle. It was only like $1 or $2. Took that, shake it on top, 400, put it in there, in about 10 minutes, turn it once, 5 minutes later, turn it again one time. It's going to be done pretty soon. If they're obviously you defrost the chicken, and you got a great chicken right there, and it only costed you, $8.
Yeah,
and you have leftovers.
Well, you would. Look at me.
I got to cut down on my portions. I'm a fucking maniac with portions. It's terrible. If I wasn't a rock guy, like, what job I would love?
Chef, it sounds like.
Competitive eater.
Like, you'd be going out to the hot dog eating thing and stuff.
Well, nah, not hot dogs. Who I liked his show was Man versus Food. You ever watch that?
No, I don't watch food shows.
Okay. Well, you should watch this one because it's pretty awesome. It's Man versus Food. The guy had to retire because I think he had a heart attack or something. Because he just goes to places that have some kind of competition involving their menu.
Right.
Like, we dare you to like eat this whole pizza, or it's free if you do, or that's a dumb thing that he did. But on the show, he went to probably 100 different places that had pretty cool competitions, if you will.
That's not the guy that died, is it? That Anthony Bourdain?
No, sir, it's not.
Okay. Because he was a food guy, right?
You could look up a preview of it or something. You could kind of see it. I don't know, but Man versus Food. I know he did have to retire because his body just couldn't hack anymore, man. You're going out and just basically overdosing for however many shows are on the season,
right?
Because every state has a place like that, I'm sure you guys have something somewhere in Cleveland or somewhere.
The only thing we seem to have is those where there's like a meal that's like $100. It's like a steak, but it's like 40-ounce steak or something, and you have to
If you like that movie, The Great Outdoors with John Candy, rest in peace.
Yeah, we've got that around here. If you can eat the,
you gotta eat it all.
Yeah, you gotta eat the
grizzle too.
Yep, everything.
He did it too. He fucking did it. They all got shirts. They all got the John Candy won them all shirts and stuff. Remember?
Yeah.
And then he saw the raccoon in the trash, the stinky trash, and then he barfed everywhere.
Right.
I mean, you'd have to throw up after one of those situations.
Sure.
But if I had like an hour, I think I could eat pretty much any competition But as we know, my health right now, I mean, that's off the
Yeah.
table, man. I can't. There's two things I can't do: food competitions or cocaine. Like,
Well, and the thing with the food competitions too, you're saying about if you had an hour, it's not
Yeah.
about using the hour. The way you finish that shit is go as fast as you fucking can.
before your
once you're-
stomach realizes what
Yeah.
time it is.
Yep. And it hurts at the end, but you got to wolf to do those kind of competitions. If you try to stretch it out over the hour, you'll never make it.
What if
You got to put
I
it down in
do
15
both?
minutes. You got to put it down in 15 minutes.
My deal is I eat pretty fast and I go back for seconds.
Right.
Ugh.
I just heap it big so that I can say I only had one plate of food.
Yeah, no, I do that. I go, oh, Chinese mountain.
That's right.
It's like, my girlfriend looks at it, Susan. She's like, holy shit. It's just all like toppling over. I'm like, oh, smash. Ah!
Why do I get the feeling that you are just a pain in the dick at like a hibachi restaurant too? He's throwing food at you. You're throwing it back at him. You're trying to light the volcano.
I've been to a place like that.
I could
was
just
fancy,
see you.
man, going to Benihana's or some shit.
Yeah.
My rich uncle took us there, like when he was visiting here when I was like
Right.
12. I haven't been back since.
They're fun,
Pretty
man.
badass. Though.
I go. My kids love to go there, so every once in a while I gather my kids up and we head over. It's not Benihana, but it's just the same exact thing. We go over there and grab the food, and he does the same thing with the little pissing guy that lights.
It's Kenny Bana.
Yeah, Kenny
a white guy wearing a fucking Asian outfit.
Exactly. No,
there are places that literally have no
hamburgers.
Asian people there, or like whatever, no Mexican people to run the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, that's not good. Why would you go there?
Be.
You know what that place is called? Taco Bell.
Right.
No.
I suggest not going anywhere where the person's heritage doesn't reflect the culture of the food.
Exactly right. You don't go to a Mexican restaurant to get pizza. You just don't do it. That's dumb.
Unless it's a Taco Bell Mexican pizza, which I heard they're bringing back, and those are delicious.
Taco Bell anything is awful. And I'll eat it. Don't get me wrong.
I'll eat it.
Don't get me wrong. Taco Bell may be awful, but it is good for one thing, driving drunk home. Because it will coat it down, man.
I'm in the Flat Earth Society and Chris is in the Clean Plate Society.
That's right.
Kapow!
Pew, pew. See that? Both hands. Look at that. Oh man. Well, I don't know how we got off onto food. That's not a direction I saw coming, that's for sure. But so you didn't
Did you see this granny coming your way?
No, who is she?
Man, she's an Italian granny that I got the sauce recipe from.
Is that who is that her getting the fresh tomatoes? Give me the good ones behind the bar.
She has a new fundraiser going. Gats for cats. Okay. Gats for cats.
Gats for cats. Joe Cleon will love her when
fuck with cats. You're gonna catch a gat.
There it is.
Right.
Catch yourself a 22 in the fucking side of the head, motherfucker.
Is that a 22? It looks bigger than that.
That's probably bigger than that. I'm seeing on a screen that big, so.
Oh, okay.
I have it on a small screen, so I can.
Granny ain't messing around here.
Well, you got
now. You have a cat guy coming on tonight. You're telling me.
I do. Yeah, Joe Cleon. He's around these parts. He is like the premier photographer around here for rock shows. Like he's like you know my Judas Priest book. Which I don't know if I have it over here or not, but I do not. But he did the artwork for my Judas Priest book. Like he took the photo of Rob Halford, and he took the photo of the band that I used as the back cover. He's like the guy in Cleveland. He's the guy for rock photography, and he does a charity every year for an organization called Kitten Crazy, which is it's a rescue place for cats, and he's doing an auction of some of his work for all the proceeds go to the Kitten Crazy to pay for their food and medicine and all the bullshit that comes along with you guys with your cats.
Oh yeah, so man, it can get expensive. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
just Charlie Cat alone has cost Susan thousands with teeth stuff, just infections. Like purebred cats could be trouble. Like my other cat, on the other hand, has never had to go to the vet for anything. Her teeth are like white as can be, and I attribute that to not feeding her shitty cat food. You know, I actually make her food.
I don't understand why cat healthcare is so expensive. How much does a brick cost?
Oh, bro.
$3?
Do I have to have my grandma bust a cap or what? Dude?
Is she turning toward me?
Pointing your way for a reason, Chris. That's right, Grandma. If Chris,
if I make another cat remark tonight, I'm going to get shot. Is that what's going to happen tonight?
Do you see what I did there? A cap, bust a cap. A Chris Akin presents.
There you go. Look at that. You're just excited that I'm willing to talk cats tonight, aren't you?
It's a double entendre.
There you go. Well, we do have a big show, and we didn't even mention him yet, but the third guest tonight, Mr. Stevie Rochelle from Hell. He's going to be checking in to talk to you about the Monsters of Rock cruise and further convince you that it's a good thing to do. And we might just have to ask him about the blasting Dokken article that he wrote today. I don't know if you saw this thing or not, but
oh man, it's probably going to upset Neely. Neely's going to have to bust a cap.
I'd imagine Neely be busting a cap on Stevie with this one because he fucking murdered Don.
You guys, did you watch it yet? I haven't actually watched it.
Watch what?
The clip that he posted. I saw the article.
I've seen that Neely was at that show.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah, it was the show last week that Neely wasn't doing CMS to be at.
Oh, and Don was doing it's the Dream Warriors, not gonna dream no more.
Yeah, it was definitely, honestly, and I love Don, so I'm gonna preface this over and over during the set. I love Don. He is great. He has been great to me. He's been a good friend. He is a good friend. I text with him fairly regularly. I really like Don. But everything Stevie said in his article was pretty accurate. Everything. You know, as far as the vocal performances and that they're just getting worse, you know, and it's like, dude, come off the road. You know, you're in this game, dude. Is there a time that it's just okay to say, I don't care that the fans want me to come out there. I'm gonna take my own integrity and pull myself out.
Well, you know, I mean, if you hit a point where it's just too much for you, you could just do appearances places. Once you're like an iconic person, you could go to like Comic-Con conventions and stuff, or just show up and do karaoke on like a song, maybe for funsies, you know.
Exactly.
But, you know, I don't want to tell Don what to do. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him in his personal life. I know he's a fantastic singer. He always was. And there's probably a way for him to get it back. He's not like he was never a screaming guy or anything.
Right.
He seemed like he always sang properly. You know, maybe he just needs to get in shape again and start working with the vocal coach again. Wouldn't hurt.
Right. Well, we'll have to see. We'll see how that conversation goes a little later in the show. And I see Blitz is trying to connect, but there he is.
This could go south.
No, this is going to go good. There's Blitz right there. Blitz will bring you in just a second. Why don't we do this?
Is he in the gutter? Is that why?
He's waiting.
Is he going to say hello from the gutter?
He is, but he'll do it after we do a quick spot and play a little bit of Overkill to get you guys ready. Bobby Blitz from Overkill next, right here on Chris Akin Presents.